Hi, my name's Sarah White, and I'm a mother who's going to jail tomorrow. And I just wanted to let people know how their life can get so out of control. Um, Basically, I married an American. I came back to this country. Um, I have a 12-year-old who has Asperger's. I also have a adopted son, but at the same time I also got pregnant. So I've got three sons. Then I went from 1 to 3 children within 7 months. I was assessed for 2 years to adopt my one of my sons. I was assessed for 2 years constantly. So not only did I have my own son of 6 years, social services know is very difficult and they don't normally give children of the same age, and also they don't normally give children to pregnant women. I was pregnant also, so it was a very difficult time having what was a newborn baby. So the assessment from social services was very difficult, and they go into every area of your life. And as I say, I started training to be a counsellor for bereaved people. So under very difficult circumstances, Essex Social Services deemed me fit, and the adoption was finalised in, I think, 2003. My ex-husband was rejecting my adopted child and kept blaming me every time he did anything remotely, naughty, which was a little boy. He wasn't really naughty. I tried really hard to fix the relationship, but it was almost like I had 4 children all fighting amongst themselves. Rather than what I felt was help from my ex-husband. So then I filed for divorce, but I don't even for divorce. I just wanted my ex-husband to understand that I just wanted some support and would adopted this child. Well, after I filed for divorce, my ex-husband spoke to me and promised to change. But I think something clicked. He started new things and making allegations. For example, the health visitor came round one day and said, your ex-husband's been phoning up the doctor trying to get you committed. And I actually found a list of how to get rid of your wife without spending a penny in his office. So he continued, took out the second mortgage on the house, said if I didn't signed for it, the kids couldn't have food. So my ex-husband was continuing with his allegations. I was continuing just trying to bring up my 3 children and keep a quiet life, everything. So I was still continuing to try and make it work. But my ex-husband had other ideas, until he got hold of a social worker at Essex Social Services. So I was kicked out of my own home, only allowed to, because I was full-time care of my children, I was only allowed in my home between 7 and 7, and then I had to leave. What my ex-husband actually was doing was phoning up the social workers saying that I was staying there beyond 7. My children were put on the at-risk register through potential emotional abuse through rows. Then I was just terrified at this point, because social services kept nitpicking me to death, saying that my dressing room was untidy and one of my little boys had a hole in his sock. Just silly things. But my ex-husband, he then started saying, I think she drinks too much wine in the evening. So I stupidly agreed to go to the Priory for a week. But whilst in the Priory, I said to social services that I scratched his fingers. So Essex Social Services faxed Essex Police and said, arrest mother ASAP. So I was arrested with an alleged common assault with the scratch on the finger. There's never been any photographic evidence or anything like that. So at this point, I was kicked out of my house, and I was having to see, because of the scratch on the finger, I was having to have supervised contact with my children. It was absolutely awful. My children just kept saying they didn't understand. They just wanted me to come home. My little baby was only about 19 months old, and he started not being able to go to the bathroom, just being very anally retentive. My other two were just absolutely wild. And just kept saying, one of my little boys told me that they were ignoring actual abuse and concentrating on potential abuse. Social services started nitpicking me by proxy, ignoring everything that my children said. They've never been allowed a CAFCAS officer or any guardian. Instead saying that the children were just making allegations to please me. So the best thing to do was for me to stop seeing the children, or for the children to stop. They got upset, and that could possibly undermine the father. Last time I was seeing my children for 1 hour a week, and it consisted of my children just saying how they wanted to be with me and how they were abused. That was reduced to just 4 hours at school holidays, because my eldest son kept asking to speak to the judge and asking for his own lawyer. I was then seeing them for 4 hours every couple of months, and that was stopped because last time I saw my children, they refused to go with the family support worker back to their father. It started off with my baby saying no, waving goodbye to the family support worker, and then at the time my two 11-year-olds joined in and said no, we're staying with mummy. But that was it. Social services used that as I met the threshold criteria for emotional abuse, even though I have the police report that says it's not the mother refusing to let the children go, it's the children refusing to go to their father. So I haven't seen my children for 18 months. Throughout this time, it has been absolutely hellacious, and I've been, because of the scratch on the finger, my ex-husband was able to get a non-molestation order, an injunction, and this, my children are on this also. I've never been accused of harming a hair on my children's head, but they're on the injunction. A couple of months ago, I saw my son I only live about 4 miles away, and my son, I was driving along with my brother, and I saw my son, and he just looked so shocked. I hadn't seen him, he hadn't seen me for about 18 months. He looked so shocked. Don't panic, I love you. But my son carried on running, and I, unaware of what he's been told. I mean, social services have been doing life work with my children as if I'm dead when I only live up the road. And I don't know what my ex-husband's been saying to him, because I haven't had any contact. They could have been told absolutely anything, that I don't want to see them, or I haven't been fighting for them. So I just went back to my brother and said I don't know what to do. Just freaked out and run. Anyway, so this was a couple of months ago, and then it was last Monday night. Essex police come and got me and said that I was under arrest for harassing. So they arrested me, held me in custody overnight. And then I kept saying I haven't seen, I haven't seen my children, or I haven't seen my ex-husband, and I don't understand, how I'm accused of harassing anybody. They didn't quite know what to do with me. They arrested me for harassment, and then re-arrested me on this civil injunction, and then drove. So tomorrow I'm going to be going to jail for shouting "I love you" to my son. Thank you.